Skill 12. Determine where specific information is found. Sometimes the final question accompanying reading passage or one paragraph of a passage will ask you to determine where in the passage a piece of information is found. This type of question is worded differently on the paper TOEFL test and on the computer TOEFL test. On the paper test, there will be a multiple choice question that asks where the certain information is found. The answer choice will list possible location for the information. At the computer test, the question asks you to click on the sentence that contain certain information. Look at the multiple choice example from the paper TOEFL that asks you to identify where certain information is found. Example from the paper TOEFL test. The passage: material creator, a grade creator approximately 40 miles, blah 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 blah. The question: where in the passage does the author discuss the composition of the meteor? The explain: this question asks you to find where in the passage there is information about the composition of the crater. You should skim through the lines of the passage list in the answers to the question looking for the word composition or something that means composition. In line 4, you should find the expression made of, and you should recognize that composition is what something is made of. Answer B is therefore the best answer to this question. Now click on example from the computer TOEFL test that asks you to indicate where certain information is found. Example from computer TOEFL test: meteor crater, a great crater approximately 40 miles, blah 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 blah. The question: click on the sentence in the passage that mention the distance from which the crater can be seen. This question asks you to click on the sentence in the passage that discusses the distance from which the crater can be seen. You should skim through the passage looking for the keyword or ideas, distance and seen. In the last sentence, you should recognize that visible means seen and that 10 miles is a distance. The last sentence in the passage is the best answer, so you should click on the last sentence to answer the question. The following chart outlines the key information that you should remember when you are trying to determine where in the passage something is found. Question about where in the passage. How to identify the question. On the paper test only, where in the passage. On the computer test only, click on the sentence that indicates where to find the answer. On the paper test only, the answer can be in any of the lines listed in the answer to the question. On computer test only, the answer will be one of the sentence in the paragraph listed in the question. How to answer the question? Number 1, choose a keyword or idea in the question. Number 2, skim the appropriate parts of the passage looking for the keyword or idea. Number 3, choose the answer that contains the keyword or idea. Thank you.
TOEFL exercise skill 12, number 1. Where in the passage does the author give the name of baby beavers? The answer is B, line 2, because the author write down the name of baby beavers in line 2. Number 2, click on the sentence in the passage that mention the time of year when the new baby beavers are born. The answer is in line 3. The author mentioned a female beaver gives birth each spring 4 babies at the time. Number 3, click the sentence in the passage that states the age at which beaver must go out on their own. The answer In the line 5, the outer mentioned in the springtime of their second year, they are forced out of the family group to make room for the new babies. Number 4, where in the passage does the author indicate why the young beaver must leave their parents' home? The answer is D, line 4 to 5. Because the young beavers around 2 year old must process to start new family cluster of their own. Number 5. Where in the passage does the author discuss the modern definition of chamber music? The answer is A, lines 2 to 3. Because the author mentioned, today it has evolved into small ensemble music in which each performer in the ensemble plays an individual part. The composition written for this type of performance can easily be classified into three distinct periods, in which each style of music and instrumentation. Number 6. Click on the sentence in the paragraph 2 that describes the first of the three periods of composition for chamber music. In paragraph 2, the author described the composition written for this type of performance can easily be classified into three distinct periods, each with its style of music and instrumentation. Number 7. Click on the sentence in paragraph 2 that discuss which instruments were used in ensemble for three instruments. In the paragraph 2, in the last sentence, there are three instruments were used in ensemble. There are violins, viola, and cello. Number 8. Where in the passage does the author list the components of a zinc alloy? The answer is A, lines 1 to 2. Because the components of zinc alloy are mixed with aluminum, cadmium, or tin. Number 9. Where in the passage does the author present the less routinely and used process of galvanization? The answer is C, lines 6 to 8. The author mentioned the process of the galvanization. Number 10. Click on the sentence in paragraph 2 that explain how the hot dip galvanizing process is carried out. The answer in the paragraph 2, the author explained how the deep galvanizing process. The most common method of galvanizing metal is the hot dip galvanizing process. In this process, the iron or steel is dipped into a hot bed of a zinc alloy to form a protective coating approximately 0.003 inches thick. Another method of galvanizing that is not as common is the process known as electrogalvanizing. In this process, the metal is placed in a solution composed of zinc sulfate and water and is then charged electrically. This causes a thin layer of zinc to coat the metal.